Hello friends and welcome. Today I want to do a simple, straightforward video on the different stack timings in the jungle. So if you're not aware, stacking is when you have this spawn box here, which by the way, if you don't have this setting, it's under options, hold alt to show spawn boxes. It's pretty useful. But anyways, every minute at the minute mark, the game checks to see if anything's in this box, and if there's nothing, it spawns a neutral camp. So stacking is when you hit the creeps, pull them out of the box as the minute changes, and then the game tries to stack them. So if you're new to the game or you just don't like memorizing numbers, 55 seconds, coincidentally this time right now, I better hit these as soon as we unpause. 55 seconds works for every camp in the game, which I cheated, by the way, if you're wondering. That's how the neutrals are spawned already. So let's go ahead and hit them. Oh, I didn't hit them in time. It might work here still. 56 seconds, yep. So I will now put up an image of all the time ranges that work. So a lot of camps have more than exactly 55 seconds you have to hit it. There's usually about a second or two in which you can hit the camp and successfully stack. But 55 does work for every camp as long as you pull straight out of the box. So if you see here, straight out, up, left, right, down. In this case, there are trees here, but depending on the camp you're at, it's usually one of those cardinal directions. Up, down, left, or right. Now, some camps can be pulled diagonally as well, but you want to be careful because there's simply more room to travel there, so it's less likely the creeps get out of the box in time or they walk back into the box too soon. For example, these guys have 270 move speed. Another medium camp is the Alpha Wolves, and the Alpha Wolf has 350 move speed. So they're way faster. They can pull out diagonally. Sometimes these guys can, but sometimes they body block each other a little bit. So that's why there's a whole range and variety to this. And as you play the game, you'll kind of pick up on that yourself. But honestly, it's not that important. Just know how to stack like in a given way, and it's good enough. So 55 seconds for any given camp. Now, a single camp stack, that's good, but most of you probably already know that. So what this video is more useful for is that if you want to double stack some camps, you need to know some specific timings. This is a little more advanced, but it is good to know because it's just more efficient than stacking one camp if you can stack two camps. So actually, let me pause here so I don't run out of time. Again, I'll pop up the image. A simplified version, though. So some of the camps, there are 55. Actually, let's do this. Some of the camps have bigger spawn boxes than others. So as you can see here, they're different. Some are really tough. Like this box is huge, and stacking this one is pretty strict. You have to hit it very close to 55 seconds and go out. Others have a huge time frame, which you can hit and pull out and successfully stack. If the boxes have a big enough time frame, it is possible to hit one camp, run to another camp, and then run away and stack both camps at once. Melee heroes usually can't do this unless they're super fast or they use a spell. It's pretty much impossible for them to do it with right clicks. Most ranged heroes can double stack without using a spell, and that's what I'm about to demonstrate here. So I'm going to hit this one at 53. There are other time frames you can use, but I always use 53 and 55. I think it's a little easier. Usually takes about 2 seconds to run from one camp to the next. And there you go. Both camps were outside of their box when the minute mark hit, the 3 minute marks. And now you see there's 2 camps here and 2 camps here. If you want to use slightly different timings, you can. Like the image shows the time ranges that I found work, the earliest to latest. Keep in mind that if I want to do this again, like say at 4 minutes, I probably have to hit it like half a second to 1 second sooner because there are more creeps and they're going to start body blocking each other. But yeah, here's one of the double stacks. Image of all the different camps you can double stack, but we are about to walk through all of them now. So it's the Ancients and Hard camp here, and let's just go around the map. So next is going to be the Hard and Small camp here. The image, if you're wondering, by the way, I should explain now. The Small camp, look at this thing. This thing's whack. So you got trees blocking the right path, but they're very close to the bottom of the box. The left side of the box is quite long, and so is the top side of the box. So depending on which way you pull, your timing will be different. Again, 55 works for all of them, but you may want to use a slightly different timing. So for example, in this case, 53 and 55 still work. You could probably do a slightly different variation. So you feel free to use your creativity, but that's just what I'm going to teach you guys. 55 for all the camps if you're stacking once, or 53 seconds for one camp, 55 for the next camp to double stack. All right, here we go. Gonna hit that one. I'm gonna hit this one, and then I'm just gonna run down here. And actually, I just put a ward here. You can see nothing in the spawn boxes, so a double spawn or double stack right there. Coming over here, this one is a little harder to do than this one. So if you have the time, I recommend going for this camp at 53 and then this camp at 55. This also works, 53, 55. Again, just harder because look at this huge ass box. So even though this arrow, if you have Dota Plus, tells you to pull down, I think pulling to the right is a little bit easier. So usually what I do is I hit this camp at 53, hit this at 55, and then run this way. I don't know why I'm telling you as if I can't just show you by editing. Look at that, guys. So we hit them. We're going to run to the right. Man, I hope this stacks because that looks silly. Woo, we got it. But as you can see, this camp was already walking back, and they were pretty close to the box. That's why this timing is really tight on the 55 seconds. This one has a little more leniency, but still not too much. Actually, while we're waiting, let me take the time to show you guys. So this is not one of the two camps I said is double stackable. I don't know why I said it like that. But it is possible. But notice the terrain. You can't actually see both at once. So if you have certain spells or you can cut trees, you can stack more camps than what I'm showing you, but this is just what you can stack without needing anything, just simply existing as a ranged hero. So we're going to double stack these two camps now. Even though this one was stacked once and they body blocked a little bit, look, now we got a triple stack. This camp's very easy to triple stack because the window is so large and because they chase so far. This camp now stacked as well. But to complete that idea before, so for example, if you have a Quelling Blade or an ability to cut trees, now I have this ward up, so let's kill that ward. So that ward's dead now. Usually, you can't see... Okay, I shouldn't have cut those trees yet either. Usually, when you stand here, you can't see both camps. Otherwise, it would be theoretically possible to hit this one and then hit this one, because this window is quite large, to hit this camp at 55, then run down here and hit this. But I can't, unless I use a spell, or I cut these trees, for example. So if I do that, I could then hit this at 45, walk down here, hit this, and pull straight down. We'll pretend the stack time was 50 seconds, and then both of the camps would be out of the box in time. Now, coming up here, we're doing the Ancients and this hard camp. Again, you can change your path a bit here. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to hit this one at 53, then this one. We're going to try something additional as well. Oops, I hit that a little too soon, actually. Hit those. Now, someone like Coddle can use a spell, and you'll notice I actually hit the small camp there. So this was actually a triple stack. Now, most ranged heroes can't do this because, as you can see, most people can do this. You can hit this camp and then walk down here and hit this camp and then walk up. But not everyone has an untargetable spell that reaches this far to aggro this camp at 55 seconds and pull it out this way. So I'm not going to go too far into triple stacking, and every now and then on Reddit, you'll see someone do like a quad stack or higher. That is really, like, it's cool, but it's unnecessary. You can play perfectly fine stacking one camp at a time. Double stacking is certainly a nice efficiency boost as well. But that's really all you need. You don't have to be able to triple stack and all of that. And since only certain heroes can do it anyways, I don't really want to cover it here. If you... Oh, wait, hold on. If you want to learn that, then just be a little creative with the times that I showed you here and try it out yourself. Now, I'm actually going to kill these wards just to show you that sometimes the terrain does make it a little hard to stack here. Should still be able to get this, where we hit this at 53. But when we go to this small camp, you'll notice you kind of have to run down a little bit. And sometimes if they're like way in the back, it's a bit of a pain. But then I just walk up this way. And there we go. We've stacked both camps. Small camp and hard camp. So that's the last set of camps that can be double stacked by just about any ranged hero. Now, that doesn't mean these camps are not possible to double stack, so the ones over here. It's just only certain heroes can do it again. So someone like Coddle, who would have to hit someone with the spell, hit this camp at 55, and auto attack at the same time. So coming up here, 55 seconds, we're going to try to have our spell hit. I think I started too soon. Oh no. Our spell hit at 55 and then auto attack, and we're going to pull this way. I hope my time was good enough. Ah, close enough. Good enough. All right, so now you see we've double stacked both. But it would have been impossible to try to right-click both of these camps because it has to land at 55. So it's not really feasible. But if you do have a spell like Illuminate, Wave of Terror, spells like that, Ice Path, though that has a stun, so it's a little harder to do the timings. You can hit some of these that otherwise it's not possible to right-click both at the same time, but the spell makes it possible. But sometimes it does force them to like run through the corners, and then that makes it awkward again. So be creative if you want. If you want to try double stacking some of these other camps, the concept is simple. You got to hit both at the timings that I showed you. But some camps are just easier to do, like these Ancients. And this hard camp, so I'll draw here on the minimap. Actually, the picture shows it. So we got these two, we got these two, either these two or these two, and then these two. So if you're gonna stack one of these camps, you know, you might as well stack both, because that's just an extra, I don't know, 100 gold something. Depends on the camp. But it's just extra value that you can do because you're in the area anyway. So those are the current timings. 55 has always worked for a really long time. So even if the map changes, that should still work. But yeah, these are the current timings for the different multi-stacks. Hope you guys found that helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video maybe. Bye!